Welcome back to Riding the Wave of Good Fortune. I'm Paula, I'm here with Karen. Now, if you watched our last video on faith, we told you the key, this big deal. You want to create your reality, this is what you got to have. Now we're going to talk about the one thing that if you've got it, it will poison everything you want to do around creating reality. One thing, one little thing can bring the whole house down, and that thing is guilt.
So just know, guilt is total rubbish. It is a super low frequency. It's actually really close to death. Guilt and shame are really at the whole bottom of the whole emotional, vibrational scale. So, but every single one of us have been trained in guilt. Some of us were like trained by masters, like if you have a mother she herself was really dealing with a guilt complex, she probably laid a lot of guilt on you, or used guilt to control you in some ways, and you may be having, those same patterns stuck in you. But when you feel guilty, it's just complete rubbish. There's no need to feel it. So that's part of like the egoic structure, is something's wrong with me, I feel guilty, or projecting it outward, something's wrong with you, and then making you feel bad about it. But it's really just this low vibration that is just can be eliminated.
So here's what it may look like or feel like. There's guilt. We've used that word. There's obligation. Obligation is guilt, okay? There's feeling manipulated. That's guilt. Feeling like I need to do something I'm supposed to. There's feeling unworthy. That's guilt. If you have feelings of justification and needing to explain yourself, you feel guilty. All of these things are rubbish. Yeah, they're in your mind. They clutter up your vision and alignment for your true, beautiful, powerful self. And they're like weeds. They are there. You need to be aware of them, and being aware of them is going to give you the most power. Now, if I see them and I know, oh my gosh, yes, every time I'm around this person, I feel obligated. That's guilt. What do I do?
Well, one is if you're buying it, if you notice it, well, then you're halfway there, because you notice it, you're like, ha ha ha, noticing
Gotcha.
it doesn't allow it to attach to you. And if you can lower your levels of importance around it, they want me to come to dinner, I don't want to come to dinner, and it's really not important whether I come or not. Well, they won't be my friend anymore, that's not important either. Just lower.
It's not even true.
It's not even true, but you lower levels of importance, then you're really unhookable. As long as you're making things important, there's something to hook.
Here's something valuable to see in this. The things that you say that you have to keep doing because you're obligated, because you feel obligated, you feel you have to, these are the things that are in the way of you having what you want in your life. You bought this book, you started reality transurfing because there's something you've been trying to get in your life that you want. These things that you feel guilty about, that you feel the need to explain yourself, that you don't feel like you have the right to say no to, that you're obligated to, those are the things that are keeping you from these things that you want in life. Identify that, deal with it.
Yeah, and the other thing about guilt is guilt demands punishment. So to the extent that you feel guilty or you're indulging in justification, you're actually inviting in punishment. And it's like, really, do you really want to just get punished over and over again because of your own thinking? None of us do, because punishment actually really is painful. It's that whole vibration of retribution, wrong, 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 and then walking around with a sign that says, kick me on your back, and you're inviting people to punish you because you feel like you deserve it. And all of that can be eliminated. It's like, how do you do it? Through awareness. One, knowing it's really rubbish and it doesn't get you anything you want, and it doesn't make a contribution to anyone in your life. It's just, it doesn't help anything. you know, if you need to change some aspects of your personality or some behavior patterns, yeah, go ahead and change those. Or you need to apologize for something that you did, go ahead and apologize.
But
you
want
don't need to feel guilty.
You want and you need to do those things out of a true alignment of who you are, not out of true alignment of what they say. Okay? It needs to come from inside. Your actions, your commitments, whatever you need to clean up comes internally from what you're committed to. It is not what they say, what they want, what they need, especially when what they demand conflicts with what's in your heart. Follow your heart. And I'm not saying that your heart won't say that there aren't things that you may need to clean up, but don't feel guilty about it. You don't need to understand it. You don't need to spend years in therapy trying to get to the root of it. Let it go. Let it go. Align. Know yourself. Follow your heart and get that slide out there, that vision slide, that future, that reality that you want, and you can now pursue that guilt-free.
So let me just end with one more thing, which is this idea of cleaning stuff up. You can clean stuff up without feeling guilty about it. And one image that I love is walking your dog. If we've all walked a dog before, we know it's good to bring a little plastic bag along with you because your dog is liable to take a poop in somebody's yard. And when they do, how are you going to feel about it? You're going to feel guilty and like, oh my God, he just took a poop. No, all you're going to do is clean it up. And the same in your own life. You may be accidentally or unconsciously do something where you do something that's socially awkward. You put your foot in your mouth, you just do something and you kind of feel like ugh about it, that cringe factor. And you know what? So what? I mean, as we go through life, we're going to do these little things. It's just part of being human. So instead of making a big deal about it or feeling bad about it, you just clean it up. And move on.
Clean it up and move on. Create the space for the future you're creating.